Hi everyone, it's Carly. Today's episode is about the World of Dreams performance that took place in Seattle a couple of weeks ago. And it's a little bit of a different format than some of our other episodes. We recorded it live at the party after the show, and it includes not just members of the usual podcast team, but probably about a dozen people in total who came to see World of Dreams and graciously shared their thoughts for the podcast. It's a little bit silly, but please enjoy this episode.
All right. All right, should we go in a circle? What did you guys think of the show tonight?
I'll go first. Okay. It was so amazing. I can't believe we actually succeeded in bringing 4 Takarazuka OGs to America, and it's just been an amazing, incredible experience. Wild ride.
I'm just gonna pass it around.
Are we skipping you? Well, I was just thinking after last year was with the Chicago show was something that I would have thought it was like a dream, like something that I would imagine and could never happen. And this feels kind of the same way, where it's like something that I would make up in my head, and it actually I saw it live. Yeah. I guess so. Both times that was such an experience.
Would you say it was a world of dreams?
It was a world of dreams, just like something that I'd made up in my head. Yes.
Takarazuka Sekaye!
Yeah, I went to the Chicago one last year too, and I had been excited the whole year because I think one of the girls said she heard Komu told her that somebody's coming back this year again. So I was expecting this the whole year. So yeah, I'm like, wow.
Alright, now we need some deep insider secrets.
Oh no. Costumes. Well, so Sakiko asked me. Oh, sorry, my name is Heidi. From Boston. Sakiko asked me several months ago if they could borrow my costumes that I made technically last year, Rose of Versailles costumes. And first of all, I was completely, I don't even know how to describe my shock at that point. I was like, is that really a question? I had to read the text message 3 times. So I ended up making a couple extra pieces for the show specifically, and there's a lot of costumes. Yeah, it was basically for any cosplayers out there is Con Crunch times 1,000. So luckily we were able to work out any minor problems, and it looked really wonderful on stage. If I do say so myself, they were so sparkly. And yes, I heard that they actually really liked them, so it was really, really exciting. So nerve-wracking, but also so happy that it worked out really well. So yeah, that was really wonderful and a dream come true. So.
Did you say it was a world of dreams?
It was.
We're just gonna keep running with
We're
that.
still recording.
Yeah. I guess the coolest part for me, aside from even seeing the Takarazuka, was just I didn't get to go to Chicago, so Takarazuka, Texans. No, that's Tatsuki. But getting to meet everyone, and see Takarazuka in my stomping grounds was just all really surreal and super fun, and everyone is nicer beyond my wildest dreams. So
Give us some background secrets from this show, Erin.
okay.
Erin, our tech girl. By the way, Erin does awesome things for this podcast.
Yay, Erin!
The sound is so I ended up running helping out in the sound and lighting booth, actually, because we needed extra stage management. So I was back there helping the stage manager translate the track list and figure out, oh my god, what do these kanji mean, and why are there 4 in this place and 3 in this place? And we ended up color coding the Takarazukan's names so that we knew who was coming out next and who was staying on stage.
That's what the mic colors were.
Yeah, that's what the mic colors. Thank God for the mic colors. So we spent the entire tech rehearsal color coding and checking, and this person comes from stage right and this person comes from stage left. Wow. And then just kind of replaying that and trying to get the spots right on the actual live thing. Wow. So yeah, it was
Otsukaresama.
It was
Did you do the Takarazuka scenes?
Yeah, I did the videos and then the slideshow for Jen and Becca.
Oh.
But yeah,
Thank
Jen's
you.
pictures, they worked out really well.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
So-
thanks for providing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a trip and a half.
That's the only way to describe this.
Yeah.
When you get asked to work on a Takarazuka production.
That is, it's quite a feel.
That's basically the entire weekend.
Yeah.
I was really shocked at just the turnout, I think.
Yeah.
Like the fact that it was a full house. Yeah, it was absolutely incredible. And like, especially by the end, I feel like maybe some people didn't know as much about the review as we did, being super fans. But
Interesting perspective working the merch table too.
Yeah.
Like, so many people came up to me and were like really excited about it and like knew barely anything, but like were like excited to get into it. Oh, sorry.
yeah, no, I actually would want to hear about that because I'm curious, like, for the people who didn't know as much about Takarazuka, the fact that like everybody was on their feet clapping by the end was just like crazy. But like, what was it like talking to?
Yeah. I forgot. Introduce yourself.
I'll get roped in.
Hi, I'm Al. I got roped into being the merch table person. So that meant I actually got to talk to a lot of the fans who came to the theater because the merch table was right in the front. So I talked to people before the show, during intermission, and after the show. And wow, like before the show, people were kind of like excited but didn't know what they were in for. And after the show, they were all about it, which I think is a real testament to the skills of the actresses as performers. They really just killed it. Like convinced everybody in that theater. Just like people coming up to me being like, where can I learn more about this? Like, are there going to be more performances? Like, when is the whole troupe coming? They're like, people like, where's everybody else? Like, yeah. I'm like, you need to talk to Hankyu about that, sweetie. Like, like, I'm not the person to ask. Like, you need to ask Hankyu.
It was really funny up in the sound booth. Like, I was on the same voice circuit with all the techs, and like they see all kinds of theater shows and stuff. Especially when the Otokoyaku were out there, like doing their thing. They were like, I have really confused feelings about this. They just like they had no idea what to do with any of it. Especially like the Little Mermaid. They were like, all right, get us to the first person who can name the song, and then Beauty and the Beast. So, yeah, even the techs were really enjoying it.
Yeah. The theater's house manager talked to me as well about how much he enjoyed the show.
He was awesome, by the way.
He was
I don't
great.
know,
Shout out to this guy.
Yeah, he like saved this show for us.
With the curly hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know your name, my dude, but you're great.
Awesome. Okay, passing it back.
Okay, well, it totally exceeded my expectations, and they were so fantastic. And the audience just really loved them. And I'm going, hey, you guys, they're not even sanbates. So that's what the amazing thing was. They were so fantastic and really great. And they had sang all my favorite songs and everything. And
Just goes to show,
it was great.
like how much talent is just waiting in the wings to talk
Right.
about.
Yeah.
Like even the people they promote, like everybody is super talented.
I wish the only thing I wish they had was like, this song is from Scarlet Pimpernel. This is Elizabeth or something.
Somebody will have to go
It
back
just
and...
went,
That was actually something that I saw written several times in like the like what can we do better portion of the questionnaire was like tell us like what the songs are or whatever.
I think it was supposed to be a surprise. Yeah, I think they wanted it to be a surprise for everyone, so they didn't write it down. But yeah, they had songs from Elizabeth, Scarlet Pimpernel,
Romeo and Juliet, Me and My Girl.
Me and My Girl. Oh my gosh, it was so good.
Because Me and My Girl was so cute.
Yeah, lots of Disney songs.
The stage person I was working with, see if I can get the track list.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. So this is Jen.
Anybody doesn't know.
Well, people have said they confuse me and Carly, so I always feel like I have to give my name. Yeah, so Sakiko asked me, like, actually, I think she asked me last spring to write, or to, like, do a little talk, and yeah, I didn't really get it together until this weekend, which tells you how much I procrastinate, but,
I didn't do costumes until this past weekend.
yeah. I got to give a little talk, and just to stand on the same stage was kind of amazing, and I got to visit Erin in the sound booth, and I like got to help hold a costume while Heidi was doing a little fixing. So it was like a little bit of everything. I feel like Chicago is really fun, like watching them in Chicago, but like this felt like a fan and Takarazuka OG collaboration. This was like
we all worked so hard together.
Yeah, it was just amazing. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, it was really insightful to kind of like see some of that like kind of like backstage stuff.
Oh yeah, we were in the dressing room,
We were-
like helping them get dressed. And
Yeah,
Woo!
because we had to like kind of do some checks to make sure that everything was okay. After I made a couple of the fixes, we had did a fitting on Friday, and then had to make some changes and whatnot. And so I was really nervous about certain things, but luckily it all came together. But it almost still doesn't feel real. I'm still kind of like standing here like, that just happened. And like before that, I was like, okay, this is happening, and I'm at the show, and I'm like, yay! and then I'm like, and now I'm still just like, what?
It's over.
I know,
It's been,
it's
like,
over.
months of it.
Yeah. But I think also what I really love is like, and we're not even all here, like there's still some people on the way, but like just being in this room right now with you guys, because we're all so spread out and so over the place.
Comments from Carly and Maisie.
Yeah. Carly isn't here yet. We'll make her do something as well. But yeah, just being able to like hang out with people in person, because we're all over the place and it's always like text messages like freaking out about like the latest news or whatever, as opposed to like actually being able in person to like be able to do this is also like really, really wonderful and really special. So
This is amazing.
yeah.
This is like the after party I needed. Yeah.
The after party. Yeah.
Oh, we should talk about last night.
Oh yeah, our Ochakai last night. So Sakiko organized a dinner kind of get together with the OGs for last night before the show, and I don't think any of us really knew what to expect beforehand going in, but it ended up being like very Ochakai tea party format. So we all had some time to kind of like mix and mingle with each other beforehand, and then the OGs came in and we did kind of a Q&A, and what else?
Exchange.
Oh yeah, we did a gift exchange thing, and they did sang some songs. Hello, Carly. Say hi to the podcast. Beautiful.
We're podcasting
right now. So what did you think of the show, Carly?
It was great. It was really great.
Do you do the podcast?
What?
Do you do the podcast?
I do the podcast. You can be on the podcast too, maybe.
Now I'm on the podcast. Hi.
What did you think of the show?
I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and I'm really excited that there were so many different types of people there.
Yeah.
Some of them were boys.
And kids. There were kids.
Yes, there are men and kids.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me. So Becca and I are backstage before the show, like waiting for the curtain call, and one of the tech crew guys comes back with this little gift bag, and he's like, "This is from the Cornell professors, but boys aren't allowed in the green room. Can you take it back?" And Becca and I are like, "Boys?" We're like, "Okay, we'll take it back." So we got to bring the present back, but it was really funny.
That's funny. Oh yes, yeah. So also last night, after they sang some lovely songs for us, we had to take some photos with them as well. So, and since they're OGs, we can put them on social media. Maybe we'll put a few on the blog.
Yes.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, I took a video of the whole last thing. We could put that on the blog.
Oh, perfect. Yay! Yeah.
We just started talking about the party last night.
Oh yeah, the party.
You guys came in.
If you have any extra notes.
Well, let's go around and we'll let them come in the end.
Oh, okay.
We just
Okay.
wanted.
Who else wants to go? Here you go. You guys. Yeah.
Yesterday, it was my very first Ochakai ever. And it was amazing. I mean, I was always hoping to once be with other fans, once be in an Ochakai, I mean, I love watching video with Jen, and I've loved going to Takarazuka with her, but this was the first real feeling of fandom and the community. And I was all hyped up afterwards, and I was really, really happy about it. And those performers, they're just amazing people. They're real people. And they're amazing performers, and all together. So, yeah, it was great.
Yeah, as a note about them being real people, I particularly liked the question where Ayaka-san's answer was, I don't care what people think, it's my life. Like, that was the best thing. Yeah. Yeah. I believe somebody asked her what has been the reaction of like the general public since she started performing after having children, and her answer was, I don't care what people think, this is my life. And we were all like, yes.
I think they got some applause.
Yeah.
My other favorite answer to a question was
Repeat it.
what? I can't remember what the name of the question, what even the question was, but it was the like beauty regimen and whatnot. And Fumika-san's answer was like just live life to the fullest and like be as expressive and genuine as you can, and express your emotions like really thoroughly. And I loved that.
Yeah, there was another really good one. I don't remember who it was, but it was what was your strongest memory? And her answer was the time she fell asleep on stage. Okay, yeah, that was Ayakare. Yeah, she died and fell asleep on stage. Like, oh yeah.
What was the bit about the orchestra pit?
Yeah, there was.
Her shoe came off and flew into
Erin-san.
Erin-san, one of their strongest memories was during, she was on the Ginkyo, the Silver Bridge, and her heel came flying off and flew into the orchestra pit. And the orchestra's
second or third year.
Oh, was that? Yeah, she was like Ken too, and so yeah, her shoe came off, and apparently the orchestra people were not pleased.
Yeah, so we started like describing the party. So everybody mingled at the beginning, and then they had a Q&A session with like fabulous anecdotes, and then they sang songs for us that were like previews of the show, actually. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. Any other like?
And then the photos.
That's right. They took photos with everyone. I'm sure those are going to be popping up on social media.
They signed so many little cards. They signed so many cards.
Oh yeah, everybody who went to the little thing got a card.
Yeah, and there was a huge stack today for sale, and it was like huge. They signed a lot of cards.
Oh, that's so nice of them.
I always think about that whenever like you see like stands have things that are signed. Yeah. And it's like how many of those things, like how much does that take to sit down and actually like sign all those things that you have to do, like every fifth calendar or whatever it is. Like,
it's the reason Miriam throws all her fan letters in the fire.
Edit that out.
Alright, can we talk about Mariho-san's voice? Because oh my gosh,
Erin-san, amazing. Her Watashi Dake ni had me almost in tears.
Yeah.
You could just tell how like deeply she like felt about the role, and how deeply she felt about doing it here, like performing here for us. And
well, she talked a lot about Elizabeth last night too, and her memories of being
the first production. The first two productions.
Yeah, and like one of the questions at the Ochakai was like, what was the most difficult Takarazuka song you ever sung? And she was like, the Elizabeth soundtrack. And she said, like, the orchestra, Takarazuka Orchestra also said it's like the most difficult to play. So yeah, she did that. And she also sang Time to Say Goodbye, which was like gorgeous in Italian.
The stage crew was like.
Yeah, I sat on the second row during the performance, and I actually saw that she had tears when she was singing What the Second
Yes.
At Oshikai she did too. Yeah. She cried at Oshikai while singing Watashi Dake ni as well.
Yes. And like I was there for the rehearsal today too, and she was also during the rehearsal. And I told Sakiko that, and she was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah."
That's Sakiko's response to everything.
Really? Like the spirit of Elizabeth is in her.
Yes. By the way, like so many kudos to Sakiko. Like this weekend, Sakiko, thank you.
This could not have happened.
Yes. I know you were like, was this worth it? But yes, it was worth it so much. Thank you so much.
During dress rehearsal, Sakiko was running around everywhere. Every 2 seconds, somebody was like, "Where's Sakiko?" And she was like over here doing something else with somebody else. Like, it's just,
I was sitting outside like working on the costume, and like one of the tech steps out, and he's like, "Does somebody have eyes on Sakiko?"
And I was like, she just ran around the corner.
She's having a nap right now.
Yes, I hope you're sleeping.
No, the OGs have a dinner at the consulate general.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. So no rest for the weary.
Sakiko, you're our goddess. Thank you. any other final thoughts?
Do it again.
Do it again.
Yay! One more time.
Do it again. Maybe for a little longer so they can have more time to enjoy where they are.
Maybe do a couple performances next time. The big feedback that I got from people afterwards was like, we want to see a bigger group. Like, where's everybody else? It's like, at Hankyu, please.
But I have to say, for like 4 people, how many costume changes did they have? It was like non-stop, and it was amazing. And it felt like there was like 20 people on stage.
In terms of like attendance, there were a bunch of empty seats, but that was because of a traffic backup. Every seat was sold out.
Yes, it was a sold-out show.
Yeah, the house manager told me that there were about 30 people who were late because of traffic, and those were the only reason there were any seats, any empty seats. Yeah,
that too.
Sports. All right, I'm gonna pass around. Any final thoughts?
I want more of that. I mean, I'm addicted to it. And if we can make it happen once, we can make it happen twice. And next time there will be more volunteers. You need a hand? I'm there.
Yeah, no, I think I want to see like what else we can do. Like we did something last year. We have this beautiful thing this year. Like what else can you bring us? So.
I'm just so honored to have been able to help out and take part in such a visual way, I suppose. And it was so wonderful, and like I said earlier, a dream come true. And I really hope that we'll be able to do it again and bring more people into the wonderful world of dreams of Takarazuka.
Yeah, like Heidi said, I'm just so grateful to have been asked to be a part of it. I was not prepared for the the wild ride that it was, but I'm so glad that it ended up being the way it was. It was a wonderful performance. I hope the OGs enjoyed it as much as we did. And yeah, let's do it again.
I had a super cool opportunity on Friday to go with them to a class at Cornish. Really cool. And yeah, so they went, I showed a video, like answered super basic questions that I know the answers to. And then they got the chance to do a pretty long question and answer session with the actresses. And they also did like a tiny bit of performance, like how to put on the different personas. And the students' jaws, like slack-jawed, super amazed, like so into it. And as a super new fan also kind of, it was just kind of amazing to be able to give that to other people as well. And a bunch of them did want to go but couldn't get tickets because it was sold out. So, yeah, so current college students were super into it also.
I was wondering,
yeah.
I was like, there weren't that many college students.
No, well, they were talking to me afterwards, and they were like, how do I get tickets? And I'm like, well, you can try online, but I don't know how how easy it is, so. Yeah, but they were super into it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
The coolest thing was getting to interview them over the summer first and then seeing their performance. Like, if you haven't watched the interview episode of the podcast, go do that because it's really good. They actually talk about cool stuff and answer cool questions. But anyway, yeah, I knew who these 4 were, but I never really saw them. So getting to interview them first, I kind of felt like I was getting to know them fresh for the first time as people, and then I saw them perform, which is never an experience I've had with Takarazuka, obviously. So it was really cool because they're all really, really sweet and normal. But they're super, super, super nice. And so it was, and then seeing them go on stage, and even though some of them have been graduated for a really long time already, seeing them click right back into their personas so perfectly, and just the gap between how they are and then how they are on stage was really really cool. That was probably my favorite part.
That's cool. I was just really happy and amazed to see Takarazuka is this thing that's such a big part of my life, but it's always so distant. You can watch and you can write and you can talk to other fans, but you never actually interact with the performers. At least I don't. I'm a wuss. I never went to Otakai. So, but to actually see these real people that make this happen made this happen, have made this happen was just amazing. Yeah.
I'm just like incredibly in awe of everyone's hard work pulling this event off. I think it's absolutely incredible, just like evidenced by everyone's reaction to the show, that it was just done really, really well. And I can't wait to like see how many new fans. Like new Western fans who like, you know, because it's a slippery slope, right? Like you go to see a show and then you spent like
Chicago boom in the Western
That was me because I was in Chicago and I went and I was like taking the subway home and I sat in KFC and I like went on the tag on Tumblr because I was like, what's up with this? And now
like
I'm here.
16 hours on Taco Wiki later. It's like I'm in.
Yeah, and then like 2 shows later and it was over.
Yeah.
Maybe went from Chicago maybe to like leading that class. So yes.
But yeah, excited to see new fans.
Well, in fact, that reminds me, during intermission, in the line to the bathroom, I was explaining to people around me about how they had to audition, and they had to be between this age and that age, and they could only try 3 times. Then I had to explain to them how to get tickets. You know, it's better if you go to Takarazuka, it's easier to get tickets there, etc. And they, you know, and at Tokyo and Takarazuka theaters, yes, they're the same size. Well, they're not, but, you know, they're basically the same size.
Yeah, check out our ticket getting episode on the podcast.
Right.
Exactly on the note that you're talking about, what is remarkable is how willing people are to help new people out. I think it's worth noting if anyone's listening to this.
Fandom is so sweet.
Everyone is willing to talk to you about stuff.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We're always willing. So that was my experience in the bathroom line.
Like 20
Me too.
Yeah.
And I just never get tired of it either. It's
Yeah.
like, you want to talk about this? Yeah.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
So this is Connie. I'm from China, and I definitely want to thank the 4 OGs and everyone who worked together to make this possible here in Seattle. And one of my deepest impression was when they answered the question about like how they first knew about Takarazuka and how they decided that they want to join. Like I could feel like they were also like girls with dreams. And like you feel like they're from a world of dreams, but they're also so real in front of us. And you can feel related to them. And that's one thing that's, I guess, most amazing about it, I guess.
That reminds me about how when they answered a question about Phantom, they were like, oh, what's the coolest part? For those of you who have been in Phantom, what was the coolest part about it? And Nanami-san said that the most amazing part of Phantom is the fact that the show is about the love of theater. Like love in general, like love of theater, love between like Christine and Phantom, love between father and child, like that the show is about love, and she thought that was the coolest part of it, and that really stuck with me as well.
Yeah. I feel like that's just kind of like Takarazuka and fandom in a nutshell, is that there's so much love to spread around, and especially something like that I've kind of discovered in the past few years is still being a relatively new fan, is that like there is so much love and just so much excitement, and like you find another fan and you're like, oh yeah, like we kind of mentioned this, like who's your favorite, like what's your favorite, like it's just so much excitement and being like, oh, here's some great pictures of your girl like from Twitter. like here you go, like just like kind of showing like especially new fans being like, you know, like wanting to encourage them and like them.
Everything she's in.
Yeah, exactly. Like kind of and then passing that forward, like how what Jen, you and Becca talked about in your talk about like, you know, someone just kind of pays it forward, and I feel like that's true of fandom. So like, it's really funny because you mentioned like Becca helped get you tickets, and then you helped get Becca tickets, and then Caitlin said that you helped her with her club papers and she helped me with my club papers. So it's like, and then like it's just kind of this like
Circle
forward. Yeah, exactly. And I just love that about this fandom and the fact that that's what Takarazuka encourages. So yeah.
I don't think we can end it
Wipe
on a
a
better
tear
note
away,
than
guys.
that. Beautiful note. Everybody's in tears. All right, we are gonna go and watch some Takarazuka now. Thank you, everyone, for listening to our rambling.
Now let's watch Santa.
Yeah.